Hello children. So yesterday we were studying about adjectives, right? We have studied that the words which describe noun or pronoun are called adjectives, and also we studied that how colors can be used as adjectives, like the sky is blue, so blue is adjective. The grass is green, so green is adjective. So colors can also be used as adjectives, and we did the first exercise also. So children, let's continue with adjectives today also. As I told you that colors can be adjectives, likewise numbers too can be used as adjectives. Yes, we can use number also as adjectives. For example, if I say a pencil, give me a pencil. So a means what? A means one. Okay, a means one. And an, give me an orange, give me an apple. Okay, an also means one. Okay, so a, and an both means one. So a pencil. How many pencil? One pencil. So here a can be used as adjective. Okay, give me an orange. How many orange? One. An orange. So this is also used as adjective. Okay, now if I say 10 pens, 10 is also an adjective, because see, these words are qualifying the noun. Okay, pencil, orange. How many pen? 10 pens. Pens is also noun. So these words a and 10, so these words are telling more about nouns, and the words which tells more about nouns or pronouns are called adjectives. So these a and numbers 10 can be used as adjective. April is the fourth month of the year. Which month? Fourth month. So this fourth is describing the noun month. So this is also adjective. Okay. The first prize goes to Rina. Which prize? First prize. Okay. So this first is also describing the noun prize. So this is also used as adjectives. So you see, the numbers can also be used as adjectives, right? And also children, means sometimes we used some words which does not tell you the exact number, but still it gives you an idea about how much or how many things can be. For example, if I write you examples like there are many trees in the garden. Okay, it does not tell you the exact number of trees, but still it gives you an idea that there are many trees in garden. So this word many gives you tells you more about trees, that there are lot of trees in the garden. So this is also used as an adjective. Okay, few students are absent today. So how many students? Again, not exact number, but still we have got some idea that few students are absent. Not much, few. So this is also describing the noun students. So this is also used as an adjective. There is less sugar in tea. Okay. Now this less is giving you some idea about some quantity about this noun sugar. Okay. So this is also used as an adjectives. So we see that the colors or the numbers, whether it is telling the definite number or it is not telling the definite number, like some, more, many, few, less, these also can be used as adjectives. Now there is an exercise here. B, underline the adjectives in the following sentences. So here, many people were waiting to buy tickets for the big match. Now you have to underline the adjectives. Okay, so here, how many people? Many. So underline many. And which kind of match? Big match. So underline big. The first men to climb Mount Everest were Hillary and Tenzing. Which men? First men. So first is an adjective. Underline first. Our teacher told us to finish the exercise in 30 minutes. How many minutes? 30 minutes. So underline 30. You will find some milk in the refrigerator. How much milk? Some milk. So some is the adjective. The food was bad. and several guests complained about it. How was the food? Bad. So bad is adjective, underline bad. And several, how many guests? Several guests. So underline several. Bad and several. There are 52 cards in a pack. How many cards? 52. Underline 52. It was raining very hard and only a few guests came to the party. How many guests? Few. Underline few. It is describing the noun guests, okay? The king decided to make peace with all his enemies. How many enemies? All his enemies. So all is adjective. See children, his is also an adjective. It is a kind of possessive adjective, but you will study this about in future classes, okay? Like in third sentence also it is our teacher, okay? So our can also be used as possessive adjective, but we will study in the next class. Now next page. There is much truth in what he says. So much is also used as an adjective. Underline much. Most people had gone home by the time the show started. Most. Underline most. My name was 10th on the list and I had to wait for a long time. So what was the number position? 10th. So 10th is describing the position on the list. So underline 10th. And long time. Underline long. It is describing time. Animals should not be locked up in small cages. Okay. Which type of cages? Small. So underline small. Okay. So children, now we will study about comparative adjectives. What is comparative adjectives? Now we have seen that the usual form of adjectives we have seen, right? Children, just to give you example, I have taken chalks, okay? I say this is a chalk. This is a big chalk, okay? Now, if I take one more chalk here, okay? Now there are two chalks, okay? So I will not say these chalks are bigs. Okay, this is wrong. Now we have to use some word which can compare between these two chalks. Okay, we have to use comparisons. We have to make comparison between two chalks, between these two things. So we will not use the usual form of adjectives, but we will use the comparative form of adjective. Now what I will say, this chalk is bigger than this one. Okay. This chalk is bigger than this one because now see we have used the word bigger and not big, okay? And if I take one more chalk, say suppose this one, okay? Now you can see three chalks of different sizes. Can you see? Okay. Now what I will say, I will not say this chalk is bigger than these two. No, I will say because there are more than two, and when we have to compare among means more things, like more than two things are there, then we use the superlative degree of adjective. Okay, when there are more than two things or two persons, we use the superlative form of adjective. So what would I say now? This chalk is the biggest of all three chalks. Okay, this chalk is the biggest of all three chalks. Or if I say this chalk is suppose I say this chalk is small. Okay, small is the usual form of adjective, small. Okay, now if I take this, I will say this chalk is smaller than this one. Now see, small has now become smaller. Okay, comparative degree of adjective. Now if I take one more chalk, okay, now more than two, it's not necessary that always three will be there. It can be 3, 10, 50, 100, how many, but more than two. Okay, so now what I will say, this chalk is the smallest of all three. Okay, this chalk is the smallest. Now smallest is the superlative degree of adjective. So children, when we have to just talking about one thing or one person, we are describing it, we use the usual form of adjective. Okay, like if I say Mohan is a tall boy. Okay, Mohan, we are just describing one person, Mohan. Now if there are two boys, Mohan and Sohan, but I'll say Mohan is taller than Sohan. Now tall becomes taller because there is comparison between two, so we will use the comparative degree of adjective. Now if I say that Mohan is the tallest boy of the class. Now see, class now becomes what? More than 2. There are maybe 50 students, 60 students. So now we will use not the comparative degree but the superlative degree of adjective. So we will say Mohan is the tallest boy of the class. Okay, so in comparative degree, like when we compare the things, we use usually 3 forms of adjectives to compare. That is positive degree of comparison, that is the usual form, like I say big. Okay, then comes the comparative degree of adjectives when we have to compare between 2 things or person, like bigger. And then comes the superlative degree of comparison when we have to compare among, means more in between more than 2 things or persons. Then we use superlative degree of comparison. Let's see few examples, children. So children, in some of the adjectives, how do we make comparative and superlative forms? Like we add er or est to the original word, that is original form of adjective. For example, fast becomes, we just add er and it becomes faster, and we add est, it becomes fastest. This is the comparative degree and this is the superlative degree. Okay, so fast, faster, fastest. Okay, or we can say slow, slower, slowest. Okay, next, if some adjectives ends with y, okay, so if the adjective ends with y, what do? We don't add er or est. How do we do? We just drop y, we remove y, and we add ier for the comparative form and iest for the superlative form. Like example, tiny, tiny. This word is ending with the letter y. So how we'll make comparative and superlative? tinier. We add ier to the word and it becomes tinier. That is the comparative form. And iest, tiniest, that is the superlative degree. Okay, so the words which ends with y, we will make it in comparative form. We remove y and we add ier, and in superlative form we remove y and we add iest. Another example, if we take busy, okay, so we remove y and we add ier, it becomes busier. And in superlative form, we remove y and we add iest, it becomes busiest. Okay, so the words that ends with y, we remove y and we add ier for the comparative degree and iest for the superlative degree. Okay, next is, if the word ends in e, then what do? We simply add er for the comparative form and est for the st for the superlative form. Example, large. See, this word is ending with e, no, large. Then for this thing, for comparative form, we will simply add r. Okay, we will simply add r, and for superlative, we will add st. Okay, so here we don't need to add er or est. We will add r and st to the original word. Large, large. So we add just r, not er. Remember, large is the original word, and we have just added r. Okay, and see, large is the original word, and we just added st, and it becomes the superlative degree. So the words which ends in e, we simply add r for the comparative form and st for the superlative form. Now children, there are some words which have entirely different comparative and superlative form. There is no rule like adding er or est or ier. Like example, if you take good, like Ram is a good boy. Okay, good is the original form. Now if we have to make comparison between, suppose, Ram and Sohan, you will not say Ram is gooder than Sohan. This usually students make mistake. They add er to the word good, which is wrong. No, you will say Ram is better than Sohan. Okay, comparative form, see, it is entirely different. There is no connection between good and better. Okay, this is entirely different word. So it becomes better. Now if you have to say Ram is the best boy in the class. Okay, Now see, best is again entirely different. So there are some adjectives which have entirely different forms in all positive, comparative and superlative. If you like good, better, best, then you can say bad, worse, worst. Okay, today is a bad day. Okay, now if we have to compare it between 2 days, so yesterday was worse than today. So bad, worse, and if I say yesterday was the worst day of the week. Now more than 2 days you are comparing, 7 days, week is there. So worst. So BAD, bad, like this. See, you can see here, bad, worse and worst. See, again these are different. Okay, little, less, least, or much, more, most. So these are the words which have different forms in all the 3 forms of adjectives. Now let's see the exercise part also. And one more thing, children, sometimes we don't change the word. Instead we add more or most to the word. Like if I say, take the example of intelligent. Okay, in the positive degree we take intelligent. Okay, now if I say that Reena is an intelligent girl. Now we are talking about just one girl. So okay, intelligent is okay. We are using the positive degree of comparison. But if I say Reena and Seema, okay, 2 girls. Now if I have to compare between these 2 girls, so what you will say, Reena is intelligenter than Seema? No, it is wrong. Now here we will not change the original form. Instead we will add more to this word. Okay, so we'll say Reena is more intelligent than Seema. So it will be like this, more intelligent. Okay, now if I have to use the word intelligent in like if I have to use this for all the children of the class, if I have to say that Reena is the most intelligent girl in the class. Now we are comparing it in Reena with all the students in the class. So we'll say Reena is the most intelligent girl in the class. So superlative degree we will use most intelligent. Okay, intelligent, more intelligent and most intelligent. So these some words are there where we have to use more and most. And one more thing, children, that you will obviously learn in higher classes, but because I am teaching you comparative adjectives, so I would like to add this also, that when we will read the sentences, we'll find that in comparative degree of sentences always you see the word than. Okay, in comparative degree of adjective, like Reena is more intelligent than Seema, Ram is taller than Mohan. Okay, Riya is more beautiful than Seema. Like this means than word you will use. Okay, you will find in comparative degree, and in superlative degree just before the word you will always find the article the. Okay, like Reena is the most intelligent girl in the class, or Ram is the tallest boy of the class, or you can say that Riya is the most beautiful girl in the class. Okay, so before superlative degree you will always find the article the, and in comparative you will find this than. Okay.